Well, it's wet and it's a late start to the broadcast tonight. We're at West Beach in South Australia, magnificent Ghana lands, and tonight's clash is the Glenelg Rebels versus the Port Adelaide Magpies. Port Adelaide will be batting first, and James Harris here. It's a bit of a rush start, please forgive me. James Harris here, and alongside me is the two-time Cath Coral medalist, Kylie Weatherstone. Welcome, Kylie.
Welcome. How are you going, James?
Well,
a bit cold, isn't it?
Besides being run off my feet, it is freezing cold and it is wet and it is windy.
Oh.
But we're here at West Beach and
the last 10 minutes has just been crazy with this weather.
Hectic. And I'm getting the spray from producer Brandon's tent as well, all over the gear here. He won't be happy with that. David's probably watching from some beach remotely, enjoying the broadcast. He wouldn't want to hear that. This is Jess Golden, her first game back for Port Adelaide and leading things off for the Magpies tonight. The 22-23 Cath Coral medalist herself. How does she weigh up in the Cath Coral club?
Oh, very well, I would say. Absolutely. It's fantastic to see her back here, leading off here for Port Adelaide.
Had another season in Europe. I saw her play in the European Cup as well and causing havoc there wherever she goes, stealing bases, and leads things off with a walk tonight. Oh, this is going to be tricky, filling out the scorecard. Gemma Letton, for my first time seeing her this season in the black and white. She's often in and out, just depending on availability. And for Port Adelaide, she's hitting 2 tonight. Golden steals on the first pitch, and as our friend would say, repeat of earlier message, and we could turn back the clock 6 or 7 months ago when Jess Golden was doing the exact same thing there. So nothing changed for Golden. She hasn't lost any of her pace. Runner in scoring position for Port Adelaide. Now, Kylie, it is top versus third. Port Adelaide 2 wins and no losses. Glenelg a win, a draw and a loss. Have you seen these teams yet so far this year?
Unfortunately, I haven't. I've been out playing myself out of diamonds, so... Oh.
Opposite field drives it hard. Great diving play by the right fielder. It's going to be good enough to score. Golden, she scores from second and overthrows. The ball comes in. We'll see Letton advance to second. What a great shot from Letton.
What a great fielder as well, though. She stopped. She has pure dive there to make, because that was going to go to the fence.
Sophie Walkup at right field.
Yes, if that was going to the fence then. So fantastic fielding there. We've now ended up with Jess at home all the way around, and Gemma is now standing at second base.
Yeah, I'm going to give the RBI to Letton.
Yes.
And Golden scored on the hit, and then Letton would advance on the throw.
Great start.
Plenty of action. Jade Peterson doing the pitching for Glenelg Rebels, and Courtney Shepherd behind the plate. We'll go around the diamond in a moment. Montana Edwards is the hitter. Perfect start for Port Adelaide, scoring 1 with the first 2 batters, no outs. And each of the runs will be at a premium tonight.
Great to see Montana out there. I believe she didn't play last year.
She hasn't played in a few years,
right?
She had a bit of a run with injury that saw her take an extended absence for the game. So it is great to see her back.
She actually participated in the Seacombe indoor softball tournament that we had in the off-season. So
that was
great
her
to
original
see.
Club, yeah.
Yeah, she actually got her love back for the game again. So it's fantastic to see her out here.
Base on ball. So normally a dead-eye dick on the plate for the Rebels. Jade Peterson's thrown 2 walks in the first 3 batters. Jess Maslin.
Not fantastic conditions to be pitching tonight with the rain we just had. So she wanted to be making sure that she's got a good grip on the ball. Wouldn't be trying to do anything too fancy. Just get the ball over the plate, let the field do the work for her.
Now, one of her old catchers, Jess Maslin, to the plate for Port Adelaide. So she would know all of Jade's tricks. Advantage Maslin, you would suspect, but Peterson's in there for a called strike. I've just got to thank the team at Bar 66 and the Red Stars Cafe for bringing us a nice warm beverage. It came when we were in the middle of the hectic time. Maslin throws her hands, the ball goes out to the right side, just short of Walkup, so she couldn't come up with another great play, but Edwards held up at second. She eventually advanced to third, and Leighton scored.
Yes, Sophie couldn't quite keep her feet at that situation, but tried her best to get the ball into the middle. Yes, but we've now got a situation with runners at 1 and 3, so we'll see what Port do with the bat and what's Glenelg going to do with the field.
There is a short delay, and the Glenelg fielders going just to check in. Maybe with Sophie Kinnear, has she slipped over maybe? I don't know. It is wet out there. It doesn't really look like it. The diamond's taken a lot of water over the last few hours, but it's come up all right. So we could probably go around the diamond if you want to for the Glenelg Rebels defence.
Yes, certainly. Jade Pearson obviously is in the middle there. Courtney Shepherd's behind the plate. Bron Sawyer's at first. Tate Nicholson is at second. Sophie Kinnear is at short. Gemma Cochrane is at third. Sasha Penclose is at left. Sydney Horton in centre, and Sophie Wartop is at right field.
There's a new name for the Rebels, Sydney Horton, Jellies. Callahan swings and misses at the first one. Shepherd fancied her chances for a throw out at third, a pick-off attempt, but just come off the base and headed right angles to the foul fence. So Edwards is able to score and Maslin advances to second.
Yeah, Glenelg obviously had that plan in place to try and catch the runner at third off guard. It just didn't quite come off all of them there, so run has never scored.
Callahan swings again, fouls this one off this time, goes out to the baseball field behind us, and she's behind the count 0-2, so Peterson finally with a count she can work with. Change of pace, looks like it just
what a pitch
down a little bit.
Great pitch there from Jade. Might not have been called a strike, but very effective.
Right time to call it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Now the batter's thinking, okay, what's going to come next?
Almost behind the batter, goes to the back net. So as you mentioned before, Kylie, really needed to make sure she gets a good grip on it.
Absolutely. The ball will be wet, damp, bit of dirt on it from the field. So you've got to make sure that you do have that good grip on that ball.
Are you surprised that she didn't have a towel out there?
I was just thinking the same thing then, actually, yes.
Well, just misses inside. So Callahan right back in the count here. It's gone full. Runner at 3 is just Maslin. I mentioned Sydney Horton. We'll get to in between batters. Fouls this one off, as I mentioned. Now, Sydney Horton is an American playing for Glenelg this season. She arrived yesterday, straight to training. Centre field tonight, but we'll probably see her do a little bit of catching. She'll share the duties with Courtney Shepherd, and interestingly enough, she played in Germany with the Bonn Capitals with Liz Engler last season. So
there you go.
So teammates on opposing teams tonight. They'll face off later on. Ground ball to Kinnear. She plays the ball real well for the first out, fires it across.
She held that well then.
To Sawyer, yep.
Yes, she kept low, made sure she gloved it cleanly, had a look at that runner, made sure she wasn't going anywhere, and successfully got the out at 1. Well played. Here's
the C-Max replay. Holds the runner and fires it across. A real good play there from Kinnear for the first out. This is McKenna Smith. Now, I should have done my homework because I've already called a game for Port Adelaide this year, so we want to know a little bit more about McKenna. She's playing first base tonight. It's a trio of Americans.
Nice swing there. Obviously, she hasn't seen Jade before, so this is the first time.
Yeah. And still one to come for Port Adelaide as well. Brianna Marcelina is due to start with the Magpies pretty soon too. Is that change of pace from Peterson?
I know that hasn't been called a strike both times, but it's still a very, very effective pitch. Just to put the batter off, make sure that she's not sure what's going to come next. So not worried. They're 2 very good change-ups.
Comes back with a quicker one, low and in. She'll want that to start being called though soon, particularly if the batters aren't going for it. We saw her in round 1, Liz Engler, who will be pitching for Port Adelaide tonight, used the change-up really effectively on her way to 10 or 11 strikeouts against the Premier West Torrens.
Yeah. It's a pitch that all good pitchers should have in the repertoire. Just the change of pace. The batter is thinking it's coming to them quite fast. Next thing you know, they have to hold their hands back, and a good batter will, but still a very effective pitch.
She gets her first strikeout of the night, Peterson. She's always going to be up there with the strikeout count. She's thrown a lot of strikeouts over a number of seasons.
That was a good rise then.
Yeah, just mixing it up again, and perhaps now that the ball is starting to dry a little bit, she can get a grip on that ball and make it spin. 2 out for Chloe Davis. And Jess Mazin will score on the pass ball.
Yes, just didn't quite have control of that one that time. Courtney had to go get it, but Jess ran that home quite well with a nice slide.
Well, make it 4 for Port Adelaide in the top of the first. They've come out, they've made a statement early. And we'll probably see Jess Golden again pretty soon. She bats 1. We're at 7 in the lineup now. So if Glenelg can get the next out, Golden will come up again in the next inning. So she's getting exactly what she wants, and that is a fast start to her return to the Soplesse Premier League. Another game being played tonight is West Torrens versus Seacombe. I didn't have the I score up, but I did get told that West Torrens scored 4 in the first. We're just working on the graphics now. It is Glenelg Rebels versus Sturt Falcons, so we'll get that fixed and checked. Thanks a lot to the 87 people who messaged me, and it was Pete Williams in the end that came along to change it. So any of you that messaged me during that period of time, thanks for nothing. I'm trying to concentrate on calling the game as Jade Peterson throws her second strikeout to end the inning.
Yeah, probably not the start that Glenelg wanted, but it is early in the game, so it's now Port's turn to go out there and see if they can control the ball and get their outs. How's that paper going there, James?
Oh my goodness. It's wet and it's awkward. I think I can take that away now.
Should be all right.
Just as I say that, I get another spray from Brandon's tent.
So Liz Engler's in the middle here tonight. She's about to take her 5 pitches to warm up.
Can you take us around the diamond for Port Adelaide if you don't mind?
I can try and do that for you, James. Liz Engler is in the middle. Jess Golden in behind the plate. McKenna Smith is at first. Montana Edwards is at second. Jess Neves is at short. Can't read that writing.
Oh, my apologies. Charlize Callahan at third.
Jess Maslin is at left. Gemma Letton is at centre, and Chloe Davis is at right field.
All right, well, I think we've settled a bit. And you know what, Coley? The wind's dropped right
Yeah,
down
it's just
as well.
gone, hasn't it? It was blowing a gale here, not, what, 15 minutes ago? Good old West Beach weather.
Yeah. Okay. Any other notes that I missed? Glenelg versus Port Adelaide. Yeah, went through that. Port Adelaide's 2 games that they've played so far, they've beaten Hills Heat and West Torrens. Glenelg have beaten the Hills, drawn with Walkerville, and lost to West Torrens. So both teams getting off to a pretty good start. Glenelg were top after round 2 with their 3 points. They lost on the weekend to West Torrens, and Port Adelaide had their second game on Saturday for their second win, moving them to top spot. Liz Engler's pitched both games. She's pitched a beauty for both of them, only 4 runs against, and they lead the league in runs against. Turn the page over.
Yeah, nice pace on the ball there, first pitch.
Gemma Cochran to lead things off for Glenelg. She's enjoying a new role. She had a hit to start the game on the weekend against West Torrens. And watches that one through for a called strike. There's the score bug. It's all corrected now. Glenelg Rebels versus Port Adelaide Magpies, and great change of pace from Engler. There it is on display with the first batter.
Is Cochrane there just pulling her shoulders off the line there. Got to keep that shoulder in. Try and punch the ball out of the field.
High pitch, it came in a bit quicker too. Good hold from Cochrane. Plate umpire Damien McCauley opting for the T-shirt in this Arctic weather that we're having. Fires it over to Dave Borovnik at first. No, he didn't, is the call. And Cochrane will lead the game off with another hit for the year. So her great start to the season continues. And Glenelg, that's the best answer, isn't it, to a 4-run inning?
Absolutely. Get that lead off on. Gives Nat a chance to do something here, being such early in the game.
Yeah, we saw Ben Lucas steal first pitch with Golden at first.
Why wouldn't you?
Sophie Kinnear shows bunt.
Oh.
Goes above the bat, so looked like she may have pushed at it. So looked like a genuine bunt attempt, but
yes.
Nice spot from Engler. Bunt attempt again, and Golden's going to eat that up all day long.
Got it really well there, didn't she? Read the ball. Great to see a catcher get off her feet off like that and catch that. Makes it easy for third and first. Don't have to come in so hard.
Well, she would have been expecting it.
Yes.
And so her momentum would have been going forward anyway. So it just set up perfectly for her for the first out. And Cochrane remains at first. This is Courtney Shepherd for Glenelg. This impressive youngster has been up the top handful of Glenelg batters each year for the last few years, probably even less than a handful.
Experienced player now. Remember when she first started behind the plate?
Yeah, third year with with the partnership of Peterson.
Oh.
It's a nice shot out to the left side, and 2 hits for Glenelg in the first inning. Rips it hard, and Maslin takes it on 1 bounce.
All she did then is met the ball. She didn't over try and hit it or anything. Punched the ball out there. Very, very nice shot.
Yeah, positive for Glenelg to get things going. Here's Sasha Penglaze. Returning to Glenelg after a bit of a journey. She went to Seacombe and then the Hills, now back at Glenelg.
Jess has just called time to have a bit of a chat with Liz. Make sure they're on the same page.
Well, there'd be no trouble with accents. They're both American. Runners at 1 and 2. Just gives it a little bit extra, didn't she, on that one? You heard it, audible groan from Engler. Were you a groaner on the plate?
I have been known to do it, yes. The little extra effort.
High for a ball and good hold. Or Golden tried to throw out the runner, but no one covering too.
Don't often see that, do you? The catcher confident enough to throw the ball to second in that situation.
Yeah, keeping the runner honest.
Absolutely.
But you could almost set up the catcher now that she's done it, get an extended lead. And right side, good pick up from Edwards to force the out at 1. Shepherd advances to 2, Cochrane to 3. There'll be a catcher speed up for Shepherd. 2 out with a catcher on 2.
Another well hit ball though.
Yeah,
and to the right side of the field as well, which is also what you want. That's team batting there.
Runner, yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Push the advances your runners. Now got 2 runners in scoring position.
Yeah, behind the runners, it makes it hard for a double play.
Absolutely.
And this is Sydney Horton.
Her first turn at bat. in Adelaide.
As we just mentioned before, teammate of Engler in the German season, just in our winter just gone. So she would have had a reasonable opportunity here to see a few pitches in the pre-season, and she's done a great job by scoring 2 with her first at-bat for the Rebels. 2 RBI double for Horton. Welcome to Adelaide.
Absolutely. That's some good softball there. Great throw from left field all the way to Jess. The runner just got there in time.
Yeah, on the CMAX replay, Callahan was playing off the line. So a genuine hit for Horton. Here comes the catcher speed up runner, and Penglace doesn't have to slide. She's in safely and easily as Cochrane scored as well. So 4-2, they've been able to get a couple back here in the bottom of the first, and we've got a ball game.
Yeah, Sydney's now sitting on second base. Ready to go, another scoring position.
Great hitting from Glenelg, you've got to say. A hit to Cochrane, a hit to Shepherd, a hard hit shot to the right side for Penglace.
Fantastic.
Big shot as well. This is Tate Nicholson, the youngster for Glenelg. I think it's probably her second season here in the Premier League, and she got a hit against West Torrens on the weekend. Reaches for it, foul to the right side.
It's great to see it coming together for Glenelg. Some good hitting there. Jade in the middle. Positive to see them in the middle of the ladder there. Fantastic.
Yeah, well, they had that year off as well from the Premier League. So they made a grand final in one of the first years we were broadcasting, then had a couple of lean years. Again, fouls off to the right side, jammed up this time.
Yeah, good pitch.
And so, yeah, they missed a season of the Premier League, and so they're third year back now, and
starting to see some,
Definitely. And they've got players out tonight as well. It's
yeah.
just some unavailable players. We'll touch on those in a moment as Nicholson grounds this one to the third base side. Callahan gets onto it pretty quickly, fires it across. Nicholson's quick, so it took a good throw to beat her, and that'll retire the Glenelg Rebels' first inning. It's 4-2.
We've got a game on our hands here.
Yep.
Glenelg need to come out now and try and stop the runs from Port. As you said, Jess is due to come up in this turn at bat as well.
Well, no strikeouts for Engler in that first inning, so that's a very good positive for Glenelg
they hit
to
the ball
take
well
out of that, because West Torrens actually struggled against her in the opening round.
Okay.
Completely different ball game, different conditions.
Yeah.
Tonight, Peterson has the 2 strikeouts. The unavailable players, Caitlin Carroll. What have you picked up for
I'm
us
not
here,
sure
Kylie?
whether that's making a change or not. We'll find out. There we go. We've got 7-9 and at 9-7. Glenelg are just changing their outfield.
Penglace over to right field.
I believe so.
And Walkup over to left field. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Brickworth's obviously seen something, so just made a slight change. Liz Engler's going to lead things off for Port Adelaide. Yeah, I was just saying Caitlin Carroll's going to miss a few with a hand injury. Georgia Bevan, in her return, has a slight twinge, so not full strength at the moment, Glenelg, but Yo Grauer also to come into the side.
That's a big one there, right there, isn't it?
I'm sure she'll be watching from the Riverland tonight and supporting her Rebels against her old club, the club she won a Cathcart medal and a premiership with.
Jade just starting with a change up that first pitch. Coming back with a strike.
High and good hands from Engler. I don't know why I was thinking it. I reckon about this time last year we had a Hills Heat Port Adelaide game. We got through the first 2 or 3 batters before the rain came, and it hit us hard, similar to tonight, which slightly delayed the game start time. but the field was flooded.
You just can't play on that, can you? Look, the field looks actually pretty good.
Yeah, so yeah, it was quite dusty earlier today. Grounds crew have done a magnificent job getting it up and ready for tonight. Would have been given a bit of water as well, but yeah, it's held up after that little bit of rain. It might be a bit tacky though. We're not out there, and you can sort of see from that last view where the players are fielding. It's starting to get chewed up by that view there, by the cleats and
the batting box. You can see how much dirt's been kicked out for the batters, getting their feet in the right position.
Engler fouls this one off.
Yeah, just didn't quite have the hands out in front that time.
Premiership player with Port Adelaide 2 seasons ago. Didn't play last season. She is back this year. A partner, a baseballer. So it works out pretty well for the couple. Tour in the world to play the sport that they love, and back this year with more of a pitching role. She played a lot of first base a couple of years back, and she gets on base with the walk here, looking for the signal from Ben. Gives the thumbs up, so she knows the signal. I'd be suggesting it's don't steal. You're our pitcher, you'll stay still and move on the hit. Well, won't take long as Neves gets a shot up the middle. She's had a great start to the season too. Engler advances across to second base, and well, the Magpies party continues because their 8 and 9 hitters have got a walk and a single, and Jess Golden, the leadoff hitter, back up to bat. She's just traded helmets with Engler.
You always have your favourite equipment, so she wants to make sure she's got the right helmet on. This will be very interesting. Do we let Jess hit away, or do we, with a runner at 1 and 2 and none out? I think it is. Do we bunt? We know what Lee would say.
Yeah, well, I'd have to disagree with him if he did say it, though, because she's the lead-off with none out, which means you've got Letton, Edwards, Maslin to follow. And if you pass her up, she's going to be on base with those wheels. So any outfield hit, she's probably looking to score from first. She watches that one for a called strike. So Peterson being careful, I would suggest. The first one was up and in, the next one down and away.
Yeah.
Golden right at the front of the box as well, probably to beat the spin, I'd suggest. And she does a running bunt, but it's caught by Cochrane at third. Very surprising for mine.
Yeah, as I said, that's what I would have done. I would have done the bunt. She just got it a bit too high. I think she was trying to push it a little bit further than she probably needed to.
Well, our man, I say, is our man. He's your man. Anthony Weatherstone came back with a vengeance to commentary a couple of years ago and said with runners at 1 and 2, you have to bunt. And Maddie Cameron proceeded to hit a home run, I believe, that time at bat. And he admitted that the game had changed then. But Golden obviously knew her role. You knew what she needed to do there as well. And it would have caught them all off guard if it had gone down, I would suspect.
Absolutely. Something that drilled into me from Linda Martin. That was the situation, no matter what the game is. If you're a runner at 1 and 2 and there's none out, you bunt, because it then puts your runners in a better scoring position than where they are right now.
Gemma Letton's the hitter, just holds back on that one. She goes to a 1-1 count. Linda Martin got a resume longer than yours, Kylie, and
she is the GOAT.
She definitely is, and worthy to have the Premiership Shield named in her honour. It has had a change of name in the 80th season celebrations. A couple of other awards to be announced soon. They've been announced. They have been announced, haven't they?
I think they will have now.
There's going to be a new hitting award for the Premier League.
Yes, it's fantastic to see.
Oh, that one's been hit hard. Did that come off the shoe of the pitcher?
I'm not sure on that.
Well, she didn't flinch. Maybe it skimmed the shin pads over to second base, and a nice play as well. Good option from Nicholson to play the runner going to 2. So Letton, the Riverland Road runner at first base, and we've got a
1 and 3 split.
Is it? But Neves was forced out, which means that it would have been Engler going to third. She's the pitcher, so you get the option for a speed-up
Yes.
runner, and Port Adelaide will take that every day with the pace of Zoe Thompson coming into third base.
Fantastic to see that rule come in. I'm one definitely for it.
Letton takes off on the pitch. She is allowed to go with no fight. What do they call that? Defensive indifference. So fielder's choice 4 for Letton. Gets her onto first, and an allowed stolen base moves her to second. So you've got your 2 runners in scoring position now, Kylie, for number 3 hitter Montana Edwards, but there is 2 out.
Just got jammed on that one. See what, whether, think about a change up here maybe. Get her timing off again.
1 ball, 2 strike that counts, so ahead of the count, Kylie. So probably that, or just get it away, up and away from the zone.
There you go.
And
good pitch.
She goes with the ladder, so I would have been happy with either.
Yep.
And
Good pitch.
3rd strikeout for Peterson to close out the inning. And Glenelg have defended really well there because their lead-off Engler got on from a walk, and Jess Neves fired a rocket up the middle, and the first 2 batters, runners on 1 and 2. So good defence from the Rebels to get out of that middle of the 2nd inning, and it's a 4-2 ball game.
4-2 now, yep, okay, and this is bottom 2. Yes, game's moving along now.
There's so much happening that I put 0 runs scored for Port Adelaide in the first of my scorecard. So just correct that one. So 4.
But it's been great to see some runs scored. You know, you have those games with nothing happening, but this one, we've got lots happening, which is fantastic to see.
Lots and lots happening. The other game on tonight, Seacombe versus West Torrens on Diamond 2. Let's blame the weather. I don't have iScore updates. Walkerville, Sturt and Hills all have the night off tonight. But this Saturday, Kylie, your man, the big man, is back on the cans. He's going to be calling breast cancer awareness round. Walkerville Cats versus Glenelg Rebels in the annual breast cancer awareness round. The game has been going for 13, 14 years now.
Fantastic.
Correct me if I'm wrong. It's going to be live on Spaceway Sports from 3 p.m. West Torrens take on Port Adelaide. Seacombe take on Sturt in the other games during the pink round, where you will see a sea of pink across the entire Adelaide comp. You got your pink socks?
Yes, and my hat all ready to go.
Hat.
Yes,
Got the,
can't wait.
Is it like a pink camo shirt
Yeah,
as well?
yes, I think for the Tigers, yes.
For
my
the
my
Tigers?
hat, pink socks, absolutely.
We're
I think it's
gonna-
a really good idea to support this. It's fantastic.
We're going to get a couple of guests on the broadcast as well from both clubs, Walkerville and Glenelg, who started this over a decade ago, and I remember around about the 10-year time that it had been going, it was over 20,000 raised by the Adelaide clubs for breast cancer awareness round, and they all get behind it as well. We normally have one of the club veterans who have battled cancer throw the first pitch as well. Bron Sawyer fouls that one up for aggressive swing of the bat there from Bron.
Interesting, Jess just rolled the ball back to Liz's end. I think just trying to get the ball a little bit rougher. It's probably a
brand
new
new
ball.
one, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say so.
What would you have thought if your catcher had rolled the ball back to you on a wet and muddy night tonight? Would you have been grateful because the ball is a bit slick, or...?
Yeah, a really brand shiny new ball. Sometimes it's really hard to get the grip and the spin where you want it. So, yeah, no problem with that one. They've probably talked about it before.
Sawyer knew it as she started walking before the strike was called. That's Engler's first strikeout and the first out of this 2nd inning. Jake Peterson now up to bat. We do not have the West Torrens game on iScore, so West Torrens Seacombe game, I should say. Squealed then. Was that in the bench, or
I think it was in the crowd,
in the
not
crowd?
sure.
Okay, I thought it might have been the hitter because it happened as she avoided the ball. High for ball 2. see the Glenelg score in the background with the Eskimo hood over her on her jacket. Simone Thompson, former board director.
Comeback pitch there for Liz. Sometimes they're the best ones to hit. There she goes, yes. It is freezing here. I don't know about you, my hands are absolutely frozen.
Yeah. As we were setting up, I felt my hands starting to go numb, so I thought it would be in for a long night. The wind has just died down, which it's probably not as cold as what it could have been. But we are exposed. We don't have the shelters up tonight because of the wind. And Engler's going to go back-to-back strikeouts.
Yeah, that was a good pitch, dropping pitch away. Jay couldn't get across to get to it.
Sophie Walcop's the 9-hitter for Glenelg. Golden tries to frame that one.
Yeah, it was close.
And then asks Macaulay. But that looked pretty low for mine, and I guess that is what makes her that exceptional player that she is. She hit 500 last year and pitched a couple of games, just led the league in stolen bases as well, and always communicating with the umpire. So it was what broke the formula, wasn't it, of a run of, I think, 7 or 8 pitches winning the Kath Coral Award. And Trzynski only missed out by 1.
Yes, exactly. You are very dominant in the game, obviously, as a pitcher, but the catch is just as important, especially if they can hit like Jess, run like Jess, pitch like Jess. Well,
they were all hitting pitches as well, for most part. Monica Perry won 1, but Chelsea Cohen, Katie Sullivan, Fitzio Grauer, Steph Trzynski, all hitting pitches, winning that award.
You including me on that one as well?
Oh, the run of 7, I reckon, before
all
Jess. So
just checking.
But you, of course, hitting pitcher and a base on balls for the 9-hitter. So Engler has gone strikeout, walk, and we go back to the top of the order and Gemma Cochran.
We had a nice piece of the ball the first time up to bat. See if she can repeat.
High for a ball. Golden also really piffs the ball back to the pitcher, doesn't she?
I just thought that as well, actually. No mucking around, but she'd be watching that runner at first to see how fast she gets off.
It says on my feed that 4,500 people are watching this.
Fantastic. Not much else to do on a cold Adelaide night, is there?
Yeah.
Might as well watch some good softball.
We'll check back in with the social media in the inning break, but here's Cochran. Watches that one for a called strike. Walcott maybe just a bit tentative, seeing Golden's arm. She's already tried to throw out a runner at 2, and that hard throw back to the pitcher. She's only got a 2-step lead off.
Yeah, she's not going very far. Which can be to her disadvantage, because if the ball goes into play, she's got to get to second and takes a few extra steps than what she would if she had a proper lead off.
Oh, Cochran with her second hit of the game smashes that to centre field, and Gemma Letton doesn't have to move for that one.
That's 2 for 2 tonight. Great, another great shot, not overpowered again. Just punched the ball back where it came from. Well done.
Well, Glenelg really showing some fight. We have Sophie Kinnear up to bat.
Sophie, what did you got a hit last time as well?
Bunted to the catcher.
Yep.
She gets to swing away this time with 2 out. That one's low for a ball, and Golden back to the umpire again. Just double checking.
Yeah, just checking what he didn't like about it.
called strike this time. So 2-1. So Kinnear sees a strike. Showed both the pitches she faced in the first inning. So a more patient turn at bat. She doesn't have the task of getting the ball down this time around. 2 out, there's 2 on. Swings at this one, and nice spot from Engler. 2-2 out, bottom of the second, 4-2 ball game, and a 2-run lead to the Magpies.
Oh,
it's bat to ball, a pop up to centre field Gemma Letton. It was a nice piece of the ball, but when you've got Gemma Letton out there patrolling the centre field, anything that goes up, she's always going to be a chance. Let's have a look at the C-Max replay.
I didn't overswing on that one either, just poked the ball out there. An easy catch. Good smile on her face, yeah. Thank you very much. I'd have them any day.
Well, a very entertaining second inning, but no runs were scored, Kylie. So it's still 4-2 ball game, and if you want to help advance tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time, log on to cmax.com.au. CMAX Clinical Research, partner of the Premier League broadcast for a second year, and we really thank them for their support. And just on the live stream, my eyes weren't deceiving me with 4,500 it said watching. A couple of people making a few comments, and up in the commentary, Kyle's and go the Tigers on Diamond too, and watching from Geelong in Victoria, and there's also one of our favourite Queenslanders, Harari Kurihara, is watching as well.
Fantastic.
She told me when she was in Adelaide that she always watches, and
good.
Hello to you as we return to the action. It is the top of the third inning. Jess Maslin up to bat for Port Adelaide. Jade Peterson doing the pitching for the Rebels. 4-2 ball game. What started out in wet and wild conditions, the weather has really settled.
It's a bit strange, isn't it? It just instantly dropped the wind.
Well, the forecast said hail, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Down to 6 or something tonight. Just wide.
Results so far this season: Port Adelaide defeated West Torrens 4-1, and Port Adelaide defeated Hills Heat 4-3.
Okay. Yes, I did watch the end of that game.
The young
Port
Hills
were actually
Heat
down, yes.
team was
right.
leading going into the last. It was Jess Neves Heroics who had a walk-off shot to score the winning run, and for Glenelg this year they drew with Walkerville 1-1 in the opener, then beat Hills Heat 5-0 and dropped the game to West Torrens on Saturday 4-2. Jess Maslin evades that low and inside pitch for her 4th ball, and lead off for the Magpies. Callahan gets a signal from Coach Lucas before she even makes it to the batter's box. Obviously a plan. Maslin nodding. Good set up inside. The ball went up and out, so maybe expecting short play.
I think they were then. We'll see what's going to happen. Give Courtney enough opportunity to throw her out at 2 if she did go.
Bunts the second one. Peterson has to do the fielding. She gets it across to Sawyer for the first out, and interesting option to leave the first base back. But if you've got the third base down, your pitcher can always cover that first base side. So
Jade's very safe with her throw.
Yeah, some might say otherwise. I won't say.
Safer than me.
I won't say which Radigan would suggest otherwise, as Jess Maslin advances to second. Here's McKenna Smith, goes at the first one, fouls it off, and runner in scoring position for batters 6, 7 and 8. Sacrifice bunt 1 to 3 for those scoring at home for the first out.
thought about another bunt there. Pulled out of it the last thing because it wasn't going to be a strike. So that's good batting.
Have you done much coaching? Would you bunt? I know you've done some coaching. You've been a state assistant coach. You're a state assistant coach this year.
Yep.
You bunting with a runner on 2 with 1 out?
Considering they're up.
With the 7, 8, 9 due up?
Absolutely. If our 7, 8 and 9 are good enough, and they're in their A grade, they should be good enough, shouldn't they? And you never know what happens. Put the ball in play, you never know what happens.
Swinging away now in a 2-2 count.
Good pitch there from Jade.
Kenneth Smith wearing the, well, you'd call it famous Magpies 15 uniform with Grower across the back. Fouls this one off.
Shorten up there and tried to punch the ball into the field, protecting the zone. Two strikes, 2 balls. Showing a bunt at the moment, but I suggest she'll come for slap because we don't want to be bunting on a 3rd strike. Oh,
Well, great
watched
spot
it.
there from Peterson to get her looking, and the 2nd out.
Yeah, she came around for the bunt there, but she was always going to try and slap it, but obviously thought it was going to be a ball.
Yeah, we've seen a few hitters over the years do that one. Belinda White does it a little bit.
Yep.
Bree Lint does it with no strikes on her. Amber Hood does it on a 2-strike count.
I think they believe that it helps them concentrate on what's attracting the ball better.
Jess Maslin's another one
Yep.
that does it as well.
Yep.
Why though? Why change the hitting?
Because you're not having a massive swing, are you? You're just trying to punch the ball with a controlled swing.
Well, there's other ways that you can do it
There
without
is.
moving around too
Yeah.
much. Your eyes are moving, your body's moving, and
they all do it
you-
slightly differently
yeah.
as well. Either bring the hand up or the hand down.
Well, who am I to say otherwise? Chloe Davis has made the move over from Hills Heat and has started all 3 games of this Premier League season. Under 16 state player. Has a family connection. She's Taylor Chillingworth's cousin, so wearing the 66. And her mum actually played on the weekend. Michelle Davis against their old club, the Hills Heat.
Yes. Fantastic
Got
to
a
see.
hit as well, I reckon.
Oh,
Great change of
There you
pace
go.
from Peterson for the 3rd out, her 2nd strikeout of the inning, and 5th for the game.
another great change up there from Jade. They're on tonight, that's for sure.
So, although the lead-off got on again for Port Adelaide, Glenelg's defence able to hold Peterson. 5 strikeouts on the night, 2 of Kenneth Smith and 2 of Chloe Davis. We turn the page over and we'll go to the bottom of the 3rd inning, and we'll see batters 3, 4, 5 due up for Glenelg. This weather really takes the pace out of the game, doesn't it?
It can, yes.
It's been entertaining, but it just feels like, you know, the inning break sort of drags on a little bit. The catcher's arm needs a little bit more time to warm up. I'm surprised the pitcher, England, has opted for no sleeves or no undershirt.
I think when you're in that position, I was here yesterday pitching and it was just as cold as it was just today as yesterday. You're
Pitched B
more...
grade last night.
Oh, I did. I did. Someone say not successfully, but I did.
Okay.
I tried. Some people like having the warmth of an undershirt. Other pitchers like the looseness of just having their uniform top on and nothing else underneath. So either way, she's warm.
There is an amazing tournament every June long weekend, King's Birthday weekend in the Riverland. The Riverland Association hosts a magnificent Masters event. And I've played in it a couple of times, and you've got a t-shirt, and you've got an undershirt, and you've got a jacket, and then you've got your playing top, or then a hoodie, then your playing top underneath.
And you're still not
It's
warm
very
enough.
cold,
Yeah.
very cold
Yeah.
in June, but it's worth it.
she'll be keeping warm on the bench in between innings.
Yep.
I mean, putting the hands in something, their pockets just to keep the fingers warm. When you're out there, you're not worried about the weather. You're worried about, doing your job. So you don't think about the weather when you're out there.
Yeah, she's a collegiate athlete as well. So 4-year career in college, and then has had plenty of experience overseas as she shows it all there, striking out the dangerous Courtney Shepherd for the first out of the inning, her third strikeout. That's for Engler, of course. Shepherd had a hit, her first at bat. Here's Sasha Penglace.
It's interesting how now the pitchers are now starting to take control of this game. First couple of innings, we've had some wonderful hitting. Now the pitchers are starting to stack up the K2s, the KCs. So they're starting to take control of this game.
Well, I called the results out before. Port Adelaide had a 4-1 win and a 4-3 win.
Yeah.
So they've got their 4 runs. They're keeping that average, and
Pitch.
4-2 would probably be the 2 in the defensive column. Probably, yeah, it's the average against as well. So this is their average score for and against. Add Jess Golden to the lineup though. Back-to-back strikeouts as Penglace caught looking on the outside edge.
Definitely one there that should have been hit, I think, on that one.
Here's Sydney Horton, who batted right-handed and hit a double her first time up to bat. Obviously, a 2-run double in your Premier League debut wasn't good enough, as she's on her bike attempting a running bunt this time round, as Kenna Smith was on her heels deep in the corner at first. Has a look over at Montana Edwards and shares a joke with her that she got caught out there. Notes on Horton. I wasn't prepared for her. She was in college as well. Don't have many stats on her though. Drags it to the right side, and it's going to be an infield single as Edwards does pretty well in the end. Engler couldn't quite reach it, and Horton is aboard.
Perfect hit there. And she ran that one really well all through the bases of that. Good contact.
Oh, got to watch that back foot. She was very close to the plate then, but an infield single will be what goes down in the book for Tate Nicholson. Horton with the interesting lead off with the front foot in front of the base, the back foot on the base. I don't mind that. You see the Japanese are starting to do that a little bit now, but I like that one of the feet is on the front of the base as well. Like, gone are the days where you put your foot next to the base. It's actually closer to second to start, and you can get that sprinter stance as well rather than digging into the dirt behind you, as this one gets away from Golden. And she'll be disappointed with that one there, a pass ball. We'll see Horton advance to 2.
Rare sight, I think, on that one.
Yeah, maybe she got crossed up, but or it just got away from Engler. Nicholson jammed a little bit. Engler will do the fielding, fires it across to Smith at first for the 3rd out, and well, a little threat in there and a little challenge from Glenelg, but Port Adelaide seem to have that under control. There's the C-Max replay, and if you want to help advance tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time, log on to cmax.com.au. I look around the diamond, I can see the MC Sportswear sign, a 30-plus year partner of softball in South Australia. They support a lot of clubs out there, but also Softball SA at a number of events. There's an award for the player of the final. That's another new award that's been renamed this year, isn't it?
Yes, I was trying to think.
Lindy Radigan Award?
I think it is. I don't think there's been so many changes. It's been keep on top. I think you're right. I think it is.
Yeah.
Another person well deserved of having
absolute.
an award in her name, Lindy Radigan.
Absolute legend of the competition.
Absolutely.
the 80th season, a Softball SA Life member and a Hall of Famer, and Australian representative as well, as a statistician.
All the awards that have been named now for all the players that have, the new awards are all very well deserved. Linda, Belle, Mel, Lindy, Julie.
Julie Dale
Yes.
Award as well, that's another one.
Absolutely. Fantastic to see. Celebrate some people that have been, fantastic.
Made some major contributions to the competition and to the sport in this state.
Interesting, Jade just did another change up there for the first pitch of the innings. It's 2 innings in a row now that she's gone change up, first pitch.
Every one of them is a Softball SA Hall of Famer as well.
And there you go. Jade was a member of the Lady 80s who just played in the Masters that were here a month or so ago.
Teammate of yours, and I know the 80s were a team of legends, but they've littered all around the facility, leaving their stickers behind. So I'll have to pull them up on that one, I reckon. We'll have a tribunal hearing and make them clean up after themselves. Engler will lead off the top of the 4th inning with a base on balls. Now we're just past 9 o'clock, so we should get a result from the backfield come through at any time now, as Jess Nevers comes up. A called strike for that first one. She rocketed a shot up the middle, her first time up to bat, advancing Engler, who's the 8 hitter, who's gone 2 walks for the night. Happy with that for an 8 hitter. Smashes this one. Great catch from Horton. Engler's got to get back quickly, but Horton got a little aerial, didn't she, to take that catch? Let's have a look at the C-Max replay. This might be one of the plays of the night. Pushes out to her right and takes a great catch.
She'll be happy with that, I think. First game.
Yeah, well, she's had 2 hits and took a screaming catch. So great start. Back to the top for Golden. There's one out. Watches that one for a called strike. Still about 25 minutes left to go in this game. Port seemingly in control with that 2-run lead. All runs were scored in the first inning. Golden started things off with a base on ball, stole second and scored on a Gemma Letton hit. It was an amazing stop from Walkup at
Sophie, yes.
At right field, but wasn't enough to stop Golden from scoring on Letton's RBI. Edwards walked, and then Mazin got an RBI shot to the right side.
Smart pitch there from Jade, keeping it low and away. Take the pace off the ball a bit.
Yeah, some batters will just protect that zone as much as possible, but Golden with a keen eye allows that one to go through, but she'll go down looking. Outside edge has been caught. They got it the inning before, so only fair that Peterson gets it this inning. You a fan of the outside edge?
Yes.
You would have been hitting that.
My favourite spot, absolutely.
Well, Neves ripped off a hit from a great catch from Horton for the first out, and then Golden comes the second out. Watching a 3rd strike. Are you surprised that Golden wasn't the speed? I was going to say speed up runner for the pitcher, but she's the catcher.
Yes.
Which is compulsory for the catcher,
That's
but it's only optional for the pitcher. But we see Zoe Thompson back on the bases.
Zoe's no slouch. Running
Ground
either.
ball out to Sawyer for the 3rd out. The leadoff gets on again for Port Adelaide, 4th out of 4 innings. And they failed to even move him around to second base this time around. So Glenelg defense holding up
Yeah, Jade's doing a great job in the middle there. As I said, that first innings, just either it was the weather we just had, the ground, the ball, whatever it was, just wasn't quite on top of a game. But since then, been pitching very, very well. Both have.
Well, I told you how Port Adelaide scored their 4 runs. Since then, Peterson has gone on to 6 strikeouts.
Yeah.
So a half dozen for Peterson. Flip the page and we saw Gemma Cochran lead off single. Courtney Shepherd had a single, and then Sydney Horton a 2 RBI double to left field. That's how they scored their 2 runs in the first inning. And since then, it's been a scoreless game. Engler has gone on to 4 strikeouts.
Yeah. So the pitchers are definitely starting to dominate this game.
And Bron Sawyer, the first base player, will lead things off here in the bottom of the 4th. 23 minutes left to go in this game. We won't start a new inning with 5 minutes to go.
I think the temperature's dropped again, don't you think?
Just had an update from the backfield with 7 minutes left to go in the game. So this was a little while ago. Top of the 4th inning, West Torrens was 7, Seacombe 5. So a high-scoring game. No doubt the weather playing a part over there. But Seacombe look like a new team this year, don't they? Araha Munro was doing the pitching, but Regan Diaz offers something offensively and defensively.
Absolutely.
And Brie Lintz back again as
Yes.
well.
Yes, it's great to see Brianne come back from last year. I think she was playing over in Germany. Has come back to play for the side. Regan's been an absolute asset to come and play for us this year. She's very enthusiastic, which is great to see. And not only good with the ball, but also can put the ball over the fence. So heard and saw the first game.
As we saw.
Yes, fantastic.
Bron Sawyer will go down swinging for the first out. Jade Peterson comes up to bat, looking to do herself a favour here and maybe bridge that gap a little bit by getting on base. Strike called as she shoulders arms for the first one. Shouldn't have said shoulders arms. That's just reminded me that Australia's playing in the cricket tonight against the Netherlands in the World Cup. 2 for 178 with Warner and 83 not out. Travis Head did not get a game, although he's over there returning from that wrist injury.
He's the injured, yeah.
That'll do for the cricket for the night. Peterson fouls that one off, goes behind the count 0-2, bottom of the 4th. Outside for a ball. I was just panning around the field. I can see Montana Edwards very deep at second base, so they might have some info. Otherwise, she is setting up deep with no runners on, and I don't mind that. Let the ball come onto you, and you can make the decision whether you charge it or not. A lot of players just field on the line, and I just don't get it. Why would you put yourself under that undue pressure? And
you're limiting how much you can cover then, aren't you?
How deep she is there at second base. Back-to-back strikeouts for Engler, and just as the second inning started for Glenelg, Sawyer goes down and Peterson goes down, and 1-2 out for the 9-hitter in Sophie Walcott. Oh, it's a bit of a spinner. See that one change direction. Great play from Neves, but equally impressive was the stretch from Smith over at first, and it retires Walcott in the 3rd out. Let's have a look at the C-Max replay. See that make a right angle turn.
Well, the pitch was actually not a proper fast pitch. I think it was supposed to be like an off-pace or a change-up. And she's got the end of the bat, and the ball's just spun so much to say to shortstop there. They sometimes can be very hard to field with the amount of spin on the ball, but she's done well there. And great stretch from first base.
Walcott just asking Borovnik at first if she gloved it cleanly or not. Looked like there was no problem there. Both pitchers, half dozen strikeouts apiece after 4 innings. So, Kylie, as you said, that the game has settled. The pitchers are on top now, and defense really supporting the pitchers as well.
Absolutely, which is great to see. especially on a night like tonight. It'll be very cold for those players standing out in the outfield.
What do you do as a pitcher to keep the fingers warm? Because, you know, I'm losing fingers,
Yeah,
feeling in my fingers at the moment. So
yeah, lots of jackets, lots of jumpers, hands in pockets, anything you can think of. Keep walking around. Even just keep spinning the ball while you're in the dugout.
top 5, we are cruising through these innings here. Montana Edwards, the 3-hitter for Port Adelaide, fouls the first one off.
Just trying to get a score from the other diamond here. People walking past us.
Up and out for a ball. So 1-1 count for Edwards.
8-5. Yep, just got the score there. So you can have gone down 5 runs to 8.
High scoring game. Edwards has a big swing, doesn't she?
She did.
Good follow through, and she'll go 2-2.
Another change up there from Jade. Just missing.
She's been missing low with the change up tonight. Probably better to miss low than hang him over the plate.
Absolutely. Yeah, you want anything high.
Strikeout looking. Peterson, 7 strikeouts.
Hit the spot there really well inside low corner.
Maslin has a hit and a walk and a run and an RBI tonight. Her contribution can be considered done for the team, and she looks to...
I'm sure she thinks she's not finished. She'll want to go again this one. Looking for the pitch, the right pitch to hit.
Chases one a little high, and Peterson's got that ability to make the ball dance. She can move it up and down and across. There's the one that goes across.
Try to tease Jess into swinging at that one, but not successful. Oof. Jess didn't think that one was a strike.
She thought it was in, yeah.
Two strikes, one ball.
Maslin gets under these. This goes deep out to left field. It's got plenty on it. Travels over the head of Walcott. Maslin turns 2 and will stand up at 3. Calls for time.
It was nearly to the fence on the full. It was close,
well, I was holding back there because I thought that might have had the journey. Walcott just got tangled underneath it and dropped short of the fence. She got under it that much that it didn't bounce or continue to carry. Maslin on the C-Max replay got on her bike. She knew it was extras off the bat, and now a runner in scoring position for Callahan. Well, maybe one that got away from Peterson. She was ahead of the count on Maslin, and she guessed right. She went up with the ball and got plenty of it. Callahan goes to the right side. It gets away from Nicholson at second, so an RBI single for Callahan. They'll extend the lead out to 5-2 in the top of the 5th.
It was a very, very good shot. Right side of the field, allowed Jess to come home easily. Good piece of the ball.
Back-to-back hits for Port Adelaide.
Jade got to work hard here now.
Kylie, Port Adelaide had the lead-off get on in all of the first 4 innings. In the 5th inning, the lead-off got struck out, and then they've scored. If you're playing percentages, yeah, you're not going to predict that.
No.
Kenneth Smith struck out twice so far tonight. Careful with a 2-0 count. She, with that check bunt, what do you call that? That start of that swing, with no strikes against her, yeah, it shows bunt and pulls back, swings over the top of the ball. So I'm not going to keep count this year of how many times that happens. Well, she didn't do it this time, and she got called a strike on a low pitch. So count evens up at 2-2. Callahan remains at first base. Callahan went and played in the Canada Cup in the off-season, so she had good international experience. Pops straight up. Shepherd moves across to get under it. She changes her glove direction at the last moment and just tips off the glove and goes foul. So a life for McKenna Smith.
It's so hard to catch those. You've got a fence coming at you. The lights with the ball as well. There
is still little breeze around. It's not as heavy as it was before, but that would have been pushing it away from Shepherd as well.
Yes.
Glenelg would have really wanted that as time starts to tick away. This will probably be the last inning as we go to 19 minutes past the hour. Strikeout swinging, run occupying first. We'll see Peterson with 8 strikeouts.
Effective change up there again. It's great to see Jade throwing it. Been working well for her tonight.
And the second out of the inning, both the out strikeouts. In between those 2 strikeouts, a pair of hits for Port Adelaide. Maslin, a towering triple to the left side, and a RBI single for Callahan, who remains on first. This is Chloe Davis. A 7-hitter. She's had 2 strikeouts tonight. The batter on deck is Liz Engler. 2 walks for the night for Engler. Davis fouls this one off, and I think that's as close as she's got so far tonight. So maybe getting the timing a little bit. Where she'll battle is the spin from this crafty veteran, Jade Peterson. Change up. She showed bunt, so perhaps a running bunt attempt. Tipped it foul into the glove of Shepherd. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Great calling there from Courtney behind the plate there. Confidence in the change up to keep calling it.
Another change up, so gave the kid a chance, but great fielding from Kinnear at shortstop. Comes up with a sharp play. Ball was hit hard. She stayed down on the ball, fires it across to Sawyer for the 3rd out. So 1 run scored from Port Adelaide, extends their lead out to 3. So Glenelg with a big job. Here's the C-Max replay.
Yeah, another change up, as you said there. Kept low. Good out at first.
So we are about 21 minutes past the hour. You get a minute between breaks, make it 22. So unless there's 3 outs or 3 pitches, we won't go around again. Means last chance for Glenelg Rebels. Before I turn the card over, 5 innings of work for Peterson, 8 strikeouts. She did struggle a little with 2 walks in the first inning and 5 for the night. Not a bad return for Peterson tonight.
Yeah, 8Ks there, obviously outweighs those walks, and there's a few hits there, but yeah, not a bad performance. I think she'll be fairly happy with that.
So just about set to go here, bottom of the 5th inning. Port Adelaide have done their warm-ups, and Engler on the flip side has 6 strikeouts, but she's given up 5 hits for 2 runs. 2 of those hits to Sydney Horton, who took a screamer of a catch. If you were to give 3-2-1 right now, you'd think that, you know, England's done a pretty good job. She's been walked twice and she's been pretty sound defensively, but I like the hitters in a high scoring game. Jess Maslin, 2 hits and a walk. She's got an RBI as well. Gemma Letton started out pretty well, but she's gone with 1 hit, 1 run and 1 RBI. Horton's done pretty well. She's had 2 RBIs, 2 hits for the night, and that screaming catch. Peterson, 8 strikeouts, so it's
few
wide
candidates
open,
there, isn't it? Yeah,
for
there's a
the
few candidates.
CMX Player of the Night.
Have a think about that one.
Strikeout looking, so 1, 2, 3 pitches for that strikeout on Cochrane.
I find it interesting when batters look at the umpire and say, really? Was that a strike? It was obviously close enough to be called.
Well, Gemma's had a great night tonight. She's had 2 hits and scored a run as well. So, you know, maybe we should got bat on ball on that one. She might have been in contention for a player of the game vote, but not to be, as Engler gets her 7th strikeout of the night. Just going head-to-head or toe-to-toe with Peterson with the strikeouts tonight, didn't she, Liz Engler? Here's Sophie Kinnear for her 2nd plate appearance. She had a great shot out to centre field. Her last turn at bat, but it was caught. This one pops up a little, and Callahan comes off to shark one in front of Neves for the 2nd out. And, well, what did I say about a quick 1, 2, 3 inning? There's still 2 minutes of time before no new innings, as Kinnear just slightly jammed a little bit and thought she had a chance there, but along comes Callahan at the last moment.
Brings up Courtney Shepherd.
Well, you'd be in 2 minds for the coach here, wouldn't you? For a quick out would see another inning, which means you get another chance to maybe claw back some of that lead. But with 2 outs, you might be a better chance in the 6th inning. But here's one of your best hitters as she pops it up, and Smith gets under it, takes the catch, and we're right on time here.
What's he going to do?
We're going to go again. He would have called it by now if we'd reached
too.
time. So we are going to go to the 6th. The Glenelg players are heading out to their positions. And, well, you know what? We had a late start.
We did,
yes. We had a late start. So, so there you go. That's why we're going another inning. And, you know, that whole time I'm on edge here. Are we going to go another inning or not? Well, don't worry, James.
It's been one of those nights tonight, hasn't it?
Yeah, oh, those nights. I can't even remember how the last out was made. Fly three for the 3rd out. For those scoring at home, no runs scored in the 5th inning in a 5-2 ball game. Glenelg's 6th inning will be Penglace, Horton, Nicholson. But before we get there, Peterson gets her chance to throw a 6th inning, and she will see Liz Engler, batters 8 and 9. She's walked Engler twice, and we will definitely see Jess Golden for her 4th plate appearance so far tonight from the reigning Cathcart medalist. She had a walk, stolen base, a run scored, a running bunt, fly to 3rd base with runners at 1st and 2nd with no outs, and then a strikeout looking in the 4th. So it's been a mixed bag for Golden tonight, so she'll be looking to make amends, and her average for last season, anything to go by, she's due.
Absolutely.
Here's Engler. 2 walks, 2 night. Which is that one? Smile on the face of Engler as she avoided that one. She's kitted up. She's got the elbow guard. Watches that one for the 1st strike.
Even though Porter are up 5-2, they would still be wanting to try and get a runner on here, score another run, just to give themselves another runner, another score, so they when they do have to go out and field again.
Yeah, some extra security.
Exactly.
But it's a bit of a bonus at bat for them as well, because they're going to start the 4th time round the lineup, and most games you'd be lucky to get through 3. So here's Port Adelaide getting a 4th time round. In the dirt, and a ball, good block from Shepherd.
At the change up. Just got to be careful we don't overthrow the change up there. Batters are now well aware of it.
Ahead of the count, 2-1, now 2-2. Hard shot to the right side, and Engler. Oh, play. At first, good play from Penglace, but Engler, that might be her first hit in the Premier League. Let's have a look at this as it gets past the backhand side of Sawyer. Here's the replay of the play at once. A great play from Penglace, but Engler beats it out. Look at it go. You saw she yet to read it out, and she's relieved that she's made it.
I think they have swapped Zoe at first. I think we've got a different runner. Is that Zoe?
Nah, that's still Engler.
Is it?
Yeah, still Engler, wearing the number 9. Am I right there? Yeah, we're in the number 9, so Engler still running. There's no outs. Oh, Neves gets her third good piece of the ball tonight. She's gone single to centre, fly to centre with a big hit, and then fly to centre. So unlucky night for Neves. Here's the C-Max replay.
It's a good piece of the ball too. Brings up Jess.
Strike called on the outside edge. 1 out, runner on 1. Jess Golden seeing Peterson for the 4th time tonight. She went deep in the count her first at bat and her third for a walk and a strike at the second at bat. She only saw 1 before she attempted the running button. A big cut from Golden. Fouls it off.
She was going for that one.
I don't know how long ago the European season finished. I don't think it was actually that long ago, so she should be in form, but she's in a different hemisphere, so we'll give her that. Oh, the outside edge, Peterson. Well, that you heard the call from the defense. They liked it. 1-2. Golden has left a few on the outside edge, has an open stance, and like I said earlier, right up the front of the box. Goes down swinging, and Peterson strikes out the Cath Coral medalist twice in one game. I don't think she got struck out twice the whole season last year.
That was a very good pitch from there from Jade.
Strikeout 9 for Peterson. First pitch swinging for Letton, she's quick. But Cochrane has had a great start to this season. She fires it across to first for the 3rd out, and not a bad inning. Kylie, Port Adelaide got their lead off on and failed to score again. It's been a funny night, so we'll let him go tonight. There's Gemma Letton trying to beat that one out, but great play from Gemma Cochrane. To 3 for the 3rd out. And it will be 5 runs to Port Adelaide. This will be the last inning. Glenelg need 3 to tie, 4 to win. Engler, though, or Peterson first and foremost, 9 strikeouts. Engler has been looking the goods tonight, 7 Ks. I looked down the sheet, 1 walk, 5 hits, and 2 of those hits, Sydney Horton, who is due up 2nd. So we've got Penglace, Horton, Nicholson, and Glenelg are down to their last 3 outs. 6 of the 7 runs scored in this game were in the first inning.
After the weather that we had at the start, yes. And it's been okay since. It's cold, yes, but all the players are now used to the environment. See what happens here.
First pitch swing goes out to the right side. It's going to drop just short of Davis at right field, and just what Coach Brinkworth would have been hoping for. Penglace drives one to the right side. C-Max replay. Piece of the ball, and Davis was pretty quick. She wasn't too far away from it.
No.
If you want to help advance tomorrow's healthcare and get paid for your time, log on to cmax.com.au. I mentioned before, to $4,000 worth for 8 days. Well, it's 8-day stay at the C-Max facility. Beautiful facility on North Terrace in the city. We're going to talk a lot more about C-Max during the year. We're going to debunk some myths. We're going to let you know how you can, what trials you can go for, and we're very grateful for their partnership, supporting the Premier League broadcast for the 2nd year, thanks to Spacequake Sports as well in our 8th season. Producer Brandon in the trademark shorts, t-shirts and cut-off gloves.
Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Although he does have a rug over his shoulders right now.
Someone's looking after him. Julie Priest, on the other hand, colouring the circles to our left with the hood and the jacket and the gloves and the... Fouls off the helmet of Golden. Sydney Horton has gone back to the right side. Maybe she goes left with no runners on and right-handed with runners on. It's very interesting to see, because she was successful both plate appearances.
Obviously more comfortable with the right, so I think in the situation here,
Chops at this one, and it's going to go foul.
and they'll really need more runners on to try and catch up those 3 runs. So she obviously feels more comfortable with the right-handed box. Just got jammed up there a bit, that one. Selling herself.
It would be going against the grain. The momentum of this game has been in favour of the defensive team for all but the first inning. As Horton goes right side, it's high in the air, and Edwards leaves it for the right fielder, who it just comes off her boot, and so a single. Oh no, I've got to see the red pen over to our left, Kylie. So let's have a look at the replay, and we'll see who the error is against. It's against the right fielder, and Edwards, though, still trying to make the force out at 2 with Neves covering. Just Golden calls a timeout to have a chat to the defence. Looks like she's sharing a joke, because it's all smiles there, as Glenelg with runners at 1 and 2 and none out. Horton, first game in the Premier League, 2 hits and an error. So she's reached all 3 times.
Now, what do we do here? Runners at 1 and 2, none out.
Well,
What do you think?
they 3 to tie, so you can't just give away outs. But as you were saying, it's going to give the 2 runners on every chance to score. She goes first pitch and fouls it off. It was up and out of the zone. So Tate Nicholson keen to help her team out, definitely not bunting. Yeah, on this occasion, I'm probably just going to have to go against giving up 3 outs, because she can put one in the alley. Not only will she score, but put herself in scoring position. And you can't do that by bunting.
Watch the second strike over then. Oh, good pitch. Nice drop there.
Yeah, and the 3 pitches were all different spots in the zone as well. The first one was up and out of the zone. She ended down and away from the zone. So really controlled that at-bat. Engler for strikeout number 8 for the night. Runners still on first and second for Sawyer. And obviously hindsight would suggest that a bunt would have come in handy to move those runners around. So 1 out.
We definitely would have had them both in scoring position then. You know, and it would take
Takes
the
the
hit.
force off as well.
Yes.
Sawyer. We had a good view of that one as it goes over the outside edge for a strike. Glenelg now need to hit a 7, 8, 9 to get the job done as she fouls this one off. And Golden just lost sight of that one, and she could have had a chance, but it just grazed the net before it dropped into play. And Ingler ahead of the count. Already has 2 strikeouts against Sawyer for the night.
Oh, it's close.
Gets a nice piece of the ball with deflection. Beats the fielder at second base who was covering the ball up the middle, and Pengler scores from second. Great shot from Sawyer. She got plenty of it to score that runner, Kylie.
Yeah. Straight back to the pitcher. It did deviate from her glove.
Seamless replay.
Oh.
Just gets the glove to it, but Edwards, who was covering up the middle, couldn't get back in time to field it. A pinch runner will see Charlotte Fairley come in to run for Bron Sawyer, runners at 1 and 2.
Now, if she had bunted before, I reckon both of those runs might have scored on that play then. Interesting.
Like we said, with the benefit of hindsight.
Absolutely.
Chasing 3.
Brings up Jay to the plate.
Now chasing 2. Peterson, the 8 hitter. Low for a ball, and Peterson may now control the count as she's ahead. Will she continue this aggressive 6th inning for the Rebels? High, holds back the throwback for that runner. Back in time, and Golden for the 2nd time tonight. Just looking to manufacture some outs. So on to is Sydney Horton. Low for ball 3, and this pitcher v pitcher duel in favour of Peterson, who's had 2 strikeouts tonight. You'd think she'll see the next 3.
You can afford to be picking now.
There's 1.
That had some
3-1
bit of heat on it. That one did, didn't it? Still got to throw 2 more.
Strike 2 catches the outside edge. Now we go full for Peterson. High for ball 4.
Wow.
So Peterson saw 6 pitches and did not swing the bat once. So a base on ball. So we saw Glenelg, 7 and 8 hitters, strike out for a combined 4 times for their first 4 plate appearances. Single to right field and a base on balls here in the 6th. And another pinch runner. Nali is going to come in to run. And the 9 hitter, Sophie Walcott, is up to bat. So first base has been subbed out for young Charlotte Fairley. Nalia comes in to run for the veteran pitcher Peterson. And Glenelg, right at the death of the game, are throwing everything they've got here at Port Adelaide with the tying run on second with 1 out.
That's the thing, there's 1 out. So Port will have to get 2 more outs here.
Now that bunt's out of play.
Yeah. Oh.
Walcott swing and a miss. They get a second chance with loaded bases if Walcott can't get the job done. And leadoff batter for Glenelg, Gemma Cochran, who has a 2-hit night already.
Shortening up on the bat here, Sophie.
I like that. She gets a piece of the ball,
just
yeah.
trying to put the ball in play.
See, that to me is a 2-stroke adjustment.
Yes.
You don't have to change your swing. You just have a little bit more control over that bat that's at 33, 34 inches long. You go up the handle a little bit, way more control. You can meet the ball. You can place it into the field. high for a ball, and it's a good at-bat because she's way behind the count. We've already seen Golden mishandle one so far tonight, but I think we'll see that again, low for a ball, and we go to 2-2.
This has got a dig deep here. Tight situation.
Well, Port Adelaide had to come from behind on Saturday to beat the Hills in the last inning. Now they're on the other end of it here with the tying run on 2. Piece of the ball to the right side. First base player dives for the ball. So Edwards not only does the fielding, but covers first herself. Made an out, but gave up a run doing so. 2 runners in scoring position, and Walcott has done her job.
Absolutely perfect. Right side of the field. No, she couldn't play home, so she had to go to 1, and with the run scored.
Well, here's the C-Max replay. Edwards had to break towards first base, so her momentum was taking it that way. So great team hitting.
Yep.
They have intentionally walked Gemma Cochran to load the base as well. With 2 outs, it does make the job easier here for the defense. They can play any base.
Absolutely.
And she doesn't actually matter. It is the runner at third that they've got to stop to avoid a draw. It is the runner at second they've got to stop to avoid a loss. Sophie Kinnear comes up to bat.
It's all happening this last inning. I think she just didn't have her helmet on.
Oh,
she was getting
that's
ready.
the catcher on deck.
Yes.
Right. Right, potential base on balls for Gemma Cochran. That one's in there for a called strike.
Good pitch there from Liz, trying to get ahead of the count.
Well, 1 hit will do it for Glenelg if she can find the gap. Gets that outside edge again, and Kinnear now behind the count. So now in favour of Port Adelaide, who hold a 1-run lead ahead of the count, 0-2. Batter number 8 of the inning. High and outside for a ball. She looked like she tried to guide that one a little. She seems to be having more success by firing it in.
She's letting it go, absolutely.
Drop third strike just for a little bit of added drama to end the game. Kinnear will go down looking, but Glenelg really put up a fight there in the bottom of the 6th inning to have loaded bases and drop the game by 1. They scored 2 in the final inning to bring it back to a 1-run ball game, but Port Adelaide season goes to a 3-0 start. What an entertaining game.
Had everything, didn't it? Fantastic hitting, some great pitching. You know, it had absolutely everything. I don't know how you're going to pick the player of the game out of that.
Well,
there is arguments for a lot of players to receive that.
yeah, well, that strikeout gave England 9
Yep.
strikeouts, not to be outdone, because it was Peterson who had
Yep.
9 on the other side. So although 9 runs scored in the game, the 2 pitchers actually did really well for their sides, but defensively they stood up as well. Montana Edwards, for me, made a very key play there in the bottom of the 6th inning when Sophie Walcott hit a hard one with loaded bases to the right side and made that first out. So good individual effort from her because she had a couple of good plays throughout the night. Early in the game, she contributed well. She had a walk and scored a run in the first inning. Gemma Cochran got 2 hits and an intentional walk there, and Sydney Horton reached all 3 times in her first game in the Premier League.
Jess Maslin's or probably another one you could have in that conversation as well.
Maslin's triple was very important.
Overall, there's lots of players there that, you know, I don't know how we're going to choose.
All right. Well, you know, in a game that had it all, I'm actually going to probably go with the final run of the game for Port Adelaide. Jess Maslin had 2 hits and a walk for the game, so she hit 1,000 for a team. She had an RBI in the first inning, and she had that triple in the 5th. So not much for her to do in the field, but she was still pretty good because she had 3 hits in the first inning go to her, and she kept them all down pretty well.
I agree with that.
Engler 9 strikeouts. She reached base all 3 times, 2 walks and a hit as well. So 9 strikeouts in a winning game. So there you go. There's your top 2 for tonight for me.
Agreed.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap things up for us on a cold and wet night here at West Beach for round 3 of the Premier League. Round 2? Round 3? Round 3 of the Premier League. We will be back on Saturday. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Week, so look out for the posts on how you can contribute and donate to the cause. And thank you, Kylie, for tonight. And thank you, Brandon, and your team for enduring a cold and wet night tonight at West Beach. It's Port Adelaide Magpies will stay top of the table. Their 4-5 win over the Rebels.